So today I wanted to bring you a tutorial which is definitely winter themed, but I didn't want it to scream Christmas. So I kind of envisioned this winter ice princess look, which is basically a whole bunch of blue eyeshadow, but I think it's really cute. So I wanted the focus definitely to be glowy skin. I'm going to use the Peter Thomas Roth 24 karat gold Lift and Firm Prism Cream. Now this can be a targeted highlighter, or you can use it all over your face under your foundation and it will just make you look super glowy. So that's what I'm doing today. And I also wanted to just fill in my pores to give me a really smooth base, so I'm going to use the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer for that. And for my foundation, I really love this e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation. This is in the shade Sand, and I just feel like this is really great for oily skin. It gives you kind of a natural finish on your skin. It's medium coverage, but it does last all day. It's totally one of my favorites. And I'm just quickly going to color correct my dark circles with Benefit Erase Paste, and then I'm going to go in with some Shape Tape. Hopefully not too much. You can sometimes overdo this. And then of course just blend it out, and I'm gonna set my concealer with Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Actually, here's a little tip. This is what I do. I always do my eyeshadow primer before I use powder on my face. And I do that because I'm gonna set my eyeshadow primer anyway, and sometimes it can get gummy if I do it afterwards and accidentally put it on top of powder. So I'm gonna do my eyeshadow primer now before I set my face. I'm also going to cream contour. I forgot that I did this before I recorded this voiceover. Anyway, I'm going to cream contour using Hoola Quickie Contour. I really like this because it really makes the contouring effect kind of more natural as opposed to just drawing on with the powder afterwards. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. So I'm going to set under my eyes. I'm going to bake because I definitely want to set my concealer, but I also want it there to catch any fallout from the eyeshadow I'm going to use. So I'm going to heavily place that underneath my eyes, and then also I'm going to carve out my contour on my cheeks. And sometimes I like to do this because it just gives you a more chiseled look. I don't do it very often, but for this look I kind of decided that it would work. And then after I do that, by the way, just follow the line from the top of your earlobe down to the middle of your mouth, middle of your lips. That's where I put it. And then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. HD setting powder just for the other areas on my face where I'm not using the Laura Mercier. And that's just because I'm super oily and I just really need to set everything. Now for brows, I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe. I am going to kind of go through this really quickly, but I have a detailed, in-depth how I do my eyebrows video, so I'll link that if you want to see more in-depth how I do them. But today I decided to use a pomade just because it's a little bit more carved out. I just really like the precision of it sometimes. And then on the days when I want more natural brows, I'll just go for a pencil. So just use whatever works for you and whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, now let's get into the eyeshadow. So first of all, I'm just going to use a transition shade. This is Makeup Geek Beaches and Cream. Use whatever works for you and your skin tone. This is not the kind of tutorial where you need to have every color that I have. What you kind of want to do is just find similar colors or colors that work for your skin tone. This is more about placement and technique. So I'm going to put that in my crease, but slightly above. I have a lot of space between my crease and the bottom of my eyebrow. And I found personally that it looks better on me to start up a little bit higher. If you have less space, then put it a little bit lower. So now I'm going to go in with MAC Soft Brown, and this is just to, again, add some depth to the crease. So I am putting this a little bit lower down, and I'm putting this kind of directly into the crease. I'm going to be going in with metallic eyeshadows on my lid, so I just want it to be kind of blended out in the crease. So this is the BH Cosmetics 28 color pan foil eyeshadows, and I love this palette. I've been talking about it for half a year. I'm going to go in with this kind of purpley blue color, and we're going to do a halo eye today. So I'm going to put this on the inner and outer corner of each eye, and I'm using a MAC 242 because I find that the MAC 242 picks up metallic shadows really well. And now I'm going to go into this blue right next to the first shade that I used. And again, I'm using a 242. I have a couple of them, but if you don't, you can just definitely wipe it off in between. And I'm going to wet this now. So I'm actually going to use some MAC Fix Plus, but you can use any setting spray. You can use water. It doesn't matter. It just definitely gives it more of an intense look for foil shadows. And as you can see, these shadows are pretty intense. So I'm just putting that on that inner space that we had left blank. And when you blend them together, it's really just a matter of lightly touching them together where they meet. There's nothing more complicated about the blending process. So just put it in the middle, and then in order to not make it stark, just kind of wiggle your brush back and forth over those areas where they meet. Now, just to give it a little bit more of a pop right in the middle of my eye, I'm going to go into this bright kind of mint green right above that blue that I used, and just lightly tap it right on top of that blue. And then just to make sure everything is super blended, I'm going back in with that same brush that I used the soft brown on and just blending out the edges. And then I'm adding just the tiniest bit of that first original bluish purple color onto it and putting it lightly in the crease just to blend it even further. So I don't want that shimmer to like go really up high or anything. I just want to blend everything together. So I've just added a tiny bit of it to my brush. And I felt like I had lost some of that intenseness from that original bluish purple, so I'm just adding a slight bit more to those areas. So now that's all done, I'm gonna bronze my face. I'm actually using NYC Sunny Bronzer. I kind of love the whole sun bunny tanned look in the winter, even though we may not be as tanned as we want to be. But anyway, so that's why I'm going in with this bronzer, because I just kind of like that look for this. And then I'm going to use Urban Decay Afterglow blush in Fetish. It's just a really nice winter kind of deep mauve shade. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use Whisper of Guilt from MAC, and this is the 2017 Snowball collection, which is limited edition. You may still be able to get it in certain places, and I just like how this highlighter can be almost natural if you're light-handed with it, and then it can get a little bit more intense depending on how much you add, but I really just like the way it looked. And now for the bottom lash line, we're kind of going to mimic what we did to the top, just not as complicated. So first I'm just going in with a little bit of that soft brown, just to give a little bit of dimension to the bottom lash line. And then I'm going to take that first shade I used, that bluish purple from the BH Cosmetics palette, and put that on the lower lash line. And I am actually wetting my brush with Fix Plus for this as well. And then I'm going to take that second color, that brighter blue, and put it just in the middle right under where my pupil is, so that it just kind of gives it that pop. So we're basically just doing the same thing on the bottom that we did on top. And you can finish off the look with just mascara, but I'm going to use false lashes. These are the Fleek lashes in Sarana. What I really love about a halo eye is no eyeliner. I just feel like the halo eye kind of makes you look really round, like rounded eyes, and if you go in with like a winged eyeliner, it kind of looks weird to me, on my eye shape anyway. So I like to do no eyeliner at all, and because I'm doing no eyeliner when I do lashes, I'm going to use a clear lash glue. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm using the Duo Lash Glue in clear, not the one in black, just because if you screw up the application of eyelashes, which I do often, you won't have to worry about that black lash glue getting all over the place. I'm just going to outline my lips with Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk, and then I'm going to use my favorite ColourPop. Well, it's actually my favorite ColourPop lip product altogether, but it's my favorite Ultra Satin Lip. It's in the shade Little Stitious, because Michael Scott isn't superstitious, he's just a little stitious. And I love this shade. I think it's so flattering. But anyway, this is super comfortable. It's not the matte lip, so it is not transfer proof, but it's definitely super comfy on the lips, and it lasts a really long time. So you guys, that's the final look. I hope that you really like this. I think it's winter appropriate. If you want to recreate it, please tag me in your social media posts because I would love to see what you do with this. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Definitely subscribe if you're new around here and new to my videos. I love you guys. I hope you're speaking kindly to yourself. I will see you in my next video. Bye.